Hello friends, I am Manish Tokle. Today's our topic is inheritance in Java. So we can see inheritance in Java. Inheritance in Java is a mechanism in which one object acquires all the properties and behaviors of the parent object. It is an important part of object-oriented programming system. The idea behind inheritance in Java is that you can create new classes that are built upon existing classes. When you inherit from existing class, you can reuse methods and field of the parent class. Moreover, you can add new methods and field in your current class also. The inheritance represents the ISA relationship, which is also known as a parent-child relationship. Why use inheritance in Java? For methods overloading, so runtime polymorphism can be achieved for a code reusability. Terms usually in inheritance. Class. A class is a group of objects which have common properties. It is a template or a blueprint for which objects are created. Subclass and subclass and a child class. So subclass is a class which inherits the other class. It is also called as derived class. Extend class or child class. Extended class or child class. Then we can see superclass and parent class. Superclass is the class from where a subclass inherits the features. It is also called as base class or a parent class. Then we see reusability. As the name specifies, reusability is a mechanism which facilitates you to reuse the fields and methods of the existing class. When you create a new class, you can use the same fields and methods already defined in the previous class. Then the extend keyword indicate that you are making a new class that derived from an existing class. The meaning of extends is increase the functionality. In the terminology of Java, a class which is inherited is called a parent or superclass, and the new class is called a child or subclass. The superclass is super keyword is similar to this keyword. Following are the scenario where the super keyword is used. It is used to differentiate the members of a superclass from the members of subclass if they have same names. It is used to invoke the superclass constructor from subclass, differentiating the members if a class is inheriting the properties of another class, and if the members of the superclass have the names same as the subclass. To different these variables, we use super keyword as shown below. Super dot variable, then super dot methods invoke superclass constructor. We can see constructor. If a class is inheriting the properties of another class, the subclass automatically acquires the default constructor of the superclass. But if you want to call a parameterized constructor of the superclass, you need to use the super keyword as shown below. Then we see super values. Then we see types of inheritance. Uh, in single inheritance. In single inheritance, subclass inherit the features of one superclass, class A, service as base class for the derived class B. Then we can see multi-level inheritance. In multi-level inheritance, a derived class will be inheriting a base class, and as well as the derived class also act as the base class to other class. Class A service as a base class for the derived class B. then which is a turn which is a turn service as a base class from for the derived class C. In the Java, a class cannot directly access the grandparent members. Then we see hierarchical inheritance. In hierarchical inheritance, one class serves as a superclass, then base class for more than one subclass. Class A serves as the class as a base class for the derived class B, C, and D. Then we can see multiple inheritance in Java through interface in multiple inheritance. One class can have more than one subclass, superclass, and inherit features from all the parent classes. Then the Java does not support multiple inheritance with classes. In Java, we can achieve multiple inheritance only through interface. Then we can see hybrid inheritance through interface. It is a mix of two or more of the above types of inheritance. Since Java doesn't supports multiple inheritance with classes, hybrid inheritance is also not possible with the classes. Then in Java, we can achieve hybrid inheritance only through interfaces. Then important facts about inheritance in Java. Default superclass, we can see default superclass except the object classes which has no superclasses. Every class has one and only one directly superclass. Then single inheritance, in the absence of any other explicit superclass, every class is implicitly a subclass of the object class. Then superclass can be only one. A superclass can have any numbers of subclass, but a subclass can have only one superclass. This is because Java does not support multiple inheritance with classes. Then within interface, multiple inheritance are supported by Java. Then inheriting constructor, we can see inheriting constructor. A subclass inherits all the members, fields, methods, and nested classes from its superclass. Then constructor are not members, so they are not inherited by subclasses. But the constructor of the superclass can be invoked from the subclass. Then we see private member inheritance. A subclass does not inherit the private member of its parent class. Then if the superclass has public or protected methods like getter and setter for accessing its private fields, these can also be used by the subclass. Then we can see what all the can be done in a subclass. In subclass, we can inherit members as is, replace them, then hide them or supplement them with the members. The inherited fields can be used directly just like any other fields. We can declare new fields in the superclass that are not in the superclass. The inherited methods can be used directly as they are. We can write in new instance methods in the subclass that has the same signature as the one in the superclass. Those overriding is it as the example about toString methods is overriding. Then we can write a new static method in the subclass that has the same signature as the one in the superclass. This hiding it. We can declare new methods in the subclass that are not that are not in the superclass. We can write a subclass constructor that invoke the constructor of the superclass either implicitly or by the using the keyword super. And it's all about inheritance. So thank you.